Welcome back to LIVENODING. In this episode, we're gonna take a look at how we can create a chair from anime Suzume. If you haven't watched it, we're gonna be making a simple chair anyway. It's not so complicated, but I quite like the chair character. You can create this in many different ways. You can actually make it using cardboard and toilet paper as well. But anyhow, yeah, it's an anime Suzume from director Makoto Shinkai. Okay, the chair. Why is it a chair in that position? Why it has only 3 legs? You gotta watch the anime and find out about it. So yeah, the chair. It's a basic thing, right? It made of 5 different parts: the legs, the seat part, and this back, the base. It's actually chair is actually the easiest model you can create. We're gonna be using geometry nodes for this, doing it the hardest, a little bit harder, but once you have it in geometry nodes, you can make modifications, etc. Anyhow, let's do the breakdown. First of all, for this single objects chair, I have 2 material: basic wood and yellow wood. The material I'm using is from Sanctus library, so we have wood already, and I just use the basic wood. One of the wood is given color yellow, as it was painted for the chair. The chair have 4 legs. In this one, in the anime, it only have 3 legs, but we just keep it 4 for now. We can delete one of the legs. But let's take a look at the breakdown. We can start with the eyes actually. For the eyes, you might see it shapes like a Japanese lunch box, right? It's like a capsule. The way I created the eyes is actually, I first made these objects using a square, which is a rectangle, quadrilateral nodes in geometry nodes, and I use a fillet. Without the fillet, it's just gonna be square like this. So with a fillet, I just unmute that using M. We get that shape, nice and like a capsule based on these objects. Okay, this geometry is actually cutting this box using boolean. So in a way, I could still control the shape of the eyes of the chair. Okay, so that's the cool part about procedural creations. It's all non-destructive and you can always make changes. That's the idea. Okay, so this part is pretty simple: square, fillet, and then using curve to mesh, we can make a cut. The cut can be really deep or not, like just half deep, based on the thickness of this object's geometry that's cut into this guy over here. Okay, so we can hide these eyes for now. So now we can take a look at this back side of the chair, which is this guy up here. This guy is originally a cube, and the cube has been scaled and then rotated slightly. It's been rotated, and then it's been placed into positions using transform geometry nodes, and I'm using this boolean for the eyeballs. We have 2 eyes, so I have this geometry eyes that's been transformed into positions. It's been scaled as well, so I scale it to 0.3, and then I transform and then rotate until it gets into positions. And then I believe I also created duplicates of the eyes. It's -3 to place it into position. Okay, and that's gonna be booleans into this part of the chair. Okay, it's become the eyes. Okay, mass boolean, handle that. What else? Oh yeah, I just reposition the chair, I believe. Okay, and then set material yellow wood. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 different parts, but actually the eyes is also important, which is the one that's being boolean into this chair parts. Okay, let's take a look at the next one, which is okay. Originally we have a cube, and then the cube of course creates the base of the chair, so it's not exactly cube. It has some kind of thickness as well. It's like the basic version of the chair. What's the name of the chair? Shota, yeah, okay. And then we just repositions the chair. That's basically the bottom part, and I also give it a yellow wood color, painted wood. The rest of them just basic wood. Let's take a look at this guy over here, a cylinder with a radius, just a basic cylinder. But I created duplicates of the cylinder using instance on points, and so all we need to do is just plug the cylinder into the instance, and we're gonna use instant on points, and we only need 2 points, which is just a curved lines, and these curved lines has been multiplied with a number. So if you imagine like a curved lines, and if we multiply the original position of the curved line positions, we can actually scale the position. Okay, that's basically the idea. I think the cylinder might be too thick, so I'm just gonna adjust it a little bit. Multiply. Okay, looks a little bit better. Yeah, I think the eyes need to be more apart, or let's see. Thickness is all right. This like that. Okay, it doesn't need to be perfect, but you can always adjust it later. So we got this neck part of the chair, and then I realize for every instance I realize the instance, because without realize instance, you see the bevel will not work. I realize the instance, so we can do the bevel here. That's being controlled because it's a modifier, so we can apply modifier after the geometry nodes. So the leg part is actually the part that could be more interesting, because the chair, the legs might need to be animated, but in this case I just use a grid, 2x2 grid. If I make too many, we have too many legs, which is a little bit weird. So we just create 4x4 and place the legs in the right place. Actually, it's more correct if the legs is a little bit tilted. I need to fix that actually. For now, okay, we have cylinder. We scale the bottom part of the cylinder, so it's more like a cone actually. And I instance on points again. I rotate. This is the rotation part. Slightly tricky. I mean, you can rotate all of them at the same time. Ideally, we probably use like we need to tilt it. Tilt is not a nodes yet, but if you want to just add a noise, slight noise to the rotations. You can try using rotate instance. If you want to delete one of the chair leg, we can delete one of the points. So delete, can we delete those? Delete geometry. Maybe we can do it this way using index. If the index matches boolean, is it boolean math or compare? If this guy equal that guy, delete. Okay, we delete the chair. It's actually the chair at the front part. Yeah, it's chair, leg number 3. If you want to get into the details, you can make a boolean cut, but we don't need to do that for now. So we managed to delete one of the points that creates the leg. All we need to do is just to maybe render this out. You can use EV or cycles, sunlight. Maybe create a area light as well. So there you go. That's a Suzume chair, procedurally created using geometry nodes. I think it could be, we can pipe some of the parameter outside, so we can adjust the chair if you want to. You can make different version of the chair, but I think the original one, it's looking like this. It's pretty cute actually. So yeah, the legs is actually very flexible, and the eyes, it's actually rigged, and then you can see the joints and etc. That's the director, Makoto Shinkai. And yeah, so hopefully you find this useful. I don't know why I want to create the chair using procedural geometry nodes. This chair could be done, you can model this very quickly, maybe in just 10 minutes or faster. The easiest model to create is a chair in 3D, and then after that you want to create like a cup, or keep all the way to create like a rocket or like a mecha robot or mechanical cars. That's more complex, but chair is the easiest. And here I'm demonstrating geometry nodes to create this chair, Suzume chair, not just any chair. So hopefully you find this useful. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.